This is KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications. This is KHQA. It's your news now.
And this is Saturday, May the 4th, and you have entered Overtime. And in deference to all the Star Wars fans out there, may the 4th be with you and also with your spirit. You know, I was never really a huge fan of the galaxy far, far away, but Greedo and Hammerhead from the Cantina scene will always have a special place right here in my heart. I digress. You know, given Friday's unrelenting rain, the prospects for pulling off a 30-minute local sports show looked a little bit bleak this time last night. But we are not a sports department that is easily cowed. No, sir. On the way, we've got a high-stakes, high-drama soccer showdown in America's hometown. We've got a day of high-end softball amid the mud at the backyard at 10th and Jackson. And most pressingly, we've got the start of postseason track and field in the state of Missouri. In Fayette, that meant another round in the burgeoning sprint rivalry that is brewing between Scotland County's Zach Miller and Clarence Cannon Conference Male Track Athlete of the Year, Logan Pruitt of Clark County. And it would be a dandy yet again today as these two gentlemen, very friendly off the track and then competitors on it. Great 100-meter race here as Pruitt in lane 5. You're looking at Miller in lane 3. This was a dead heat until the last 15 meters when Zach Miller kicks it into high gear and gets the win today. 11.57 for him. Just behind him, Pruitt in second place, 11.67. Girls 100-meter, no surprise, your state champion, Carly Ray Spalding, doing what she does. It's not textbook form, but it sure is effective. Time of 12.57, blowing away the field, and she's not done on the day. Cleaning up win after win. One jump in the long jump, good enough to get it done. 18 feet 11 inches. That's 2 feet 3 inches more than her next closest competitor. There's a win there. Carly also won the 200-meter today, and the girls 4x100 meters, so that's 4 wins. Big day for jumpers, including Paris's Zane Lockhart right here, who went 21 feet to win the long jump, holding off this guy, Scotland County's Lucas Howard, who went 20 feet to take second place. Lockhart not done yet, setting a triple jump record that has stood since 1985. His jump today, 45 feet 4 inches. That's good enough to win a state championship, and he will certainly be a player, just a junior. More on him later this week. Girls disc right here, Clark County's Jessica Roberts, great throw. She had a 110. That was standing as a very good throw. She ended up finishing second, though, because the phenom from South Shelby, Cassidy Johnson, great on her final throw. 113.02, good enough to take first place and give her the victory. On the boys' side of things, Monroe City's Brendan Williams finished second in the shot, first in the disc. That's good enough to lead Monroe City, though, to a boys' team title today. But your winner in this event, Clark County's Lincoln Jones, with a title throw right here of more than 45 feet. High jumping today, good stuff from Palmyra. Megan Hooper running away with a 5-foot jump to win on the girls' side. Monroe City's Kyle Fulton trying to prevent the P-Town sweep. He clears 5'10 here, could go no higher. Skylar Klein, however, the outstanding sophomore from P-Town, he would clear 6 feet and get the win. So it's Palmyra and Palmyra in the high jump. Your best race of the day, though, comes right here. 110 hurdles. Lucas Howard and Brennan Flory dueling in the middle. But check out Van Windsor out of South Shelby coming out of nowhere on your screen. What a kick for this young man, taking the victory today in a time of 15:44. Great stuff from Van Windsor. South Shelby with a great showing today, a top 3 showing for them. Finally, on the girls' side of things, 4x200 meter, Palmyra's crew of Allie Dietrich, Evie Miles, don't call her Eva, as somebody did today there for whatever reason. Emily Bross and Kelsey Martin get the win today. Palmyra as a team claims its 4th straight district girls title. Congratulations to Palmyra and Monroe City, your team champions, all of whom heading off to Brookfield next week for the sectional. Elsewhere on the day, we had other district action taking place in Northeast Missouri. We had champions to tell you about as well. And the Class 2, District 2, Ethan Miller of Clopton with a 400-meter championship today in a time of 51:51. His teammate Charles Fraction finished third, so Clopton showing out there. How about the freshman Denise Blackwell from Louisiana, winning both a high jump and a 300-meter hurdles title today, so congratulations to her. Told you, fab freshman indeed. And one final one from Class 2. How about Brandon Holland from Louisiana, throwing the shot put over 44 feet today to claim a championship. He's headed off to sectional, so congratulations to those 3. Big story of the day in Class 1, all about North Shelby. Michael Orr and company getting it done. Individually, Orr won the 400 meters today. He was also part of 2 victorious relay teams. Natalie Goodhouse from Knox County, the sole competitor, and the big winner in the pole vault today, going over 10 feet. Congratulations to her as well. Pair of titles from Marion County's Kaylin Spratt. in both hurdling events today. And Kellen Gillespie out of Knox County, a winner in the triple jump as well. But as I mentioned earlier today, the story of the day, well, we'll get to them in a second. First of all, I also want to congratulate Josie Walsh. Top three finishes in the distance events. She's going to sectionals in all three of them, but she won the mile today in a time of 5:38.27. And now on to the North Shelby boys, who claimed their first district team title since 1989 today. John Arnett, who was part of both relay wins today, also took second in the 100-meter individually. And we'll shout out to the North Shelby girls as well, as Whitney Otto took a second-place finish in the shot put. But as I mentioned, as you look at those team scores, North Shelby is a storm of brewing right now, heading into districts, looking really good and dominating sprint events. Nice to see the Raiders getting their mojo back. Great stuff there today from them. And congratulations to all our big winners on the track. We'll be back at it next week on Overtime, hopefully in better weather, with more highlights and results for you from Class 1 next week and from Class 4 as well. Well, on the pitch today, Hannibal had a chance to put the finishing touches on an unblemished, undisputed NCMC title with a win over Moberly. The Lady Pirates, mind you, had not surrendered a goal against in conference play all year coming into this day, but things got really interesting really quickly on the turf at Porter Stadium. Wow, what a game, what drama today. Pirates sitting on 15 wins. Number 16 would be a new school record. Moberly took a 1-0 lead 6 minutes into this thing. The Pirates trying desperately to answer in the first half. They would be frustrated the entire 40 minutes. Moberly with the upset lead, 1-0 at the half in this one. Second half, though, 44 minutes in. Kat Allen with the corner restart. Teresa Sheffer doing what she does, putting head and cranium to ball and knocking that home. We're tied up at 1 apiece. 10 minutes later, Moberly would pull ahead with a goal coming here on the corner kick, and they would again retake the lead at 2-1. 25 minutes left in the ball game here. 6 minutes left, though. You got to leave it to those Cardiac Kid Lady Pirates. High drama indeed. Another corner kick by Kat Allen. This time it's Lauren Whelan who's going to knock home the header. And we're tied up at 2 apiece, and we go to overtime, where Hannibal nearly won it on a great look coming up here by freshman Kendall Welch. She would just end up missing, just so tantalizingly close, the post right here. So we go through 2 overtimes. That decides absolutely nothing. Look at this shot. Don't! At that point, not good enough. So let's go to penalty kicks. No better way to decide this. Hannibal kicking first. Teresa Sheffer up, and she's going to deposit one right in the back of the net. The Pirates led 1-0, but Moberly answered that. Second round, Moberly stopped Hannibal, but Caitlin Edge going to get on her game, get on her horse, and get the save there as well. We're still tied at 1 apiece. Round 3, neither team scores, and again, that relies heavily on Miss Caitlin Edge, who was spot on in net. Round 4, how about Paige Utterback going top shelf, upper 90 right here to give her team a 2-1 lead. Moberly would miss wide, so it's still 2-1 Hannibal going into round 5. Moberly stopped Hannibal to stay alive. Miss Edge needs just the save for the new school record. The big victory today, the conference championship. Oh my goodness, Caitlin Edge, you get it done. Hannibal excited. They were cheering for at least 15 minutes afterwards. A busy and exciting day for the new NCMC undisputed champions.
Definitely the wildest game we've played all season. In the past few years, we've gone into PKs a few times this season, but to not go through PKs and to be pretty well off in the season, you know, having shutout after shutout, and then now going into back and forth and into PKs was a really big change. And yeah, it was crazy.
There's a lot of pressure. Your head kind of wants to come down, but then everybody on the team pumps you up and says, keep your head up, play hard, get aggressive.
We haven't had anybody score on us, so when they scored, it was definitely, I think we brought it down a notch, but finally we just started fighting back, and then we got that goal, which built us up. Whenever we score, we always get built up, and then they scored again, so we had to come back again, and just ending it in PKs, it's definitely exciting.
We have some offensive firepower on our team that we're not going to be out of a game because a team got a goal on us. We've been shut out once this year. We know that we're going to most likely be able to put a goal or two on the scoreboard. So, and it was early enough. I mean, we still had 75 minutes to play. They scored so early. So we just talked about continue to play right, and we talked about it before the game. We wanted to get the shutout, but if Moberly put one on the scoreboard, then we just need to continue to play like we were, use our outside mids. And I thought we were real dangerous today when we were able to get the ball to our outsides.
I have to say the first and second goal on them, put me down a little bit, but I had to have the mindset like we can come back, our forwards can get another goal in, we can do this. And to come back twice and then those overtimes and then PKs, I wanted this win so bad.
We got the experience now of not only twice we came from being behind in this game, we got the experience of playing in overtime, the experience of going into penalty kicks, and I think we proved today that we have a keeper that's going to go out there and make some huge saves if we get in that situation again.
It makes us think that we can beat anybody, that we're unstoppable, and that we know we're a really good team now.
I think it proves to us that we can win, and when we get down, we just need to keep our heads high, keep working, keep fighting, and that's all it taught us today, just to keep working really hard as a team.
Great job, ladies. I know all of America's hometown is proud of you. We actually had some softball today. Quincy Notre Dame versus undefeated West Central early on. Ashley Wensing doing a nice job early on the hill in this one. Pitching for QD. Biggsville does some damage, though. Bases clearing double right here. Makes it 6-1 West Central at that point. We'll take you now to the top of the fifth. Oh, I think we've got the wrong game right here. Let's move over to, as I said, Alexis Dooley right there with the strikeout. There's Allison DeWald with a nice piece of hitting. Then it's Keegan Shacklett with a single right here to left to score Shelby Kaler. This is West Hancock versus Abingdon, I'm sorry. Shelby Kaler makes it 2-0 West Hancock. Then Carly Mecklenburg rolls a single up the middle. Miss Shacklett scores. It was all about the Titans in this game today. The Titans just piling on. Now Mecklenburg going to play Shacklett again here with a single. The Titans lead out to 6-1 in this one. Then Haley Hamill going to step up and single as well as Hannah Woolbrink would score. Oh, the Titans getting it done today. Great stuff from them as they win by the final count in this one of 14-1. Now on to QD and Biggsville. And away we go. Apparently not. We're going to have the same set of highlights. So we'll try to find those for you and do it again here in just a bit. I can tell. There we go. QD taking on Biggsville. Ashley Wensing on the hill, as I mentioned, pitching very well. Biggsville takes the lead right here. Bases clearing double. They're undefeated as West Central Biggsville. The Heat make it 6-1 at this point. We'll pick it up in the top of the fifth with the score now 7-1. The QD hanging around in this one with the good defense. Cassidy Gengenbacher at shortstop. She does that as well as anybody, pulling off the double play right there. Biggsville Union now extending its lead. Biggsville West Central, I should call them, right here. But Cassidy Gengenbacher going to score on a wild pitch to cut that lead to 8-2, and the Raiders would have a rally brewing. How about Ariel Gengenbacher coming up right here? She's going to crush, and absolutely crush a double off the top of the wall. That would score Kendra Gengenbacher, and that makes it 8-1 at that point. QD just kind of chipping away now. Jamie Earhart about to step in with an infield single. That's going to drop right here, and another run comes home. And all of a sudden, the Raiders have the lead, made it 8-4. Kristen Gengenbacher would keep the rally alive with an RBI single right here to cut it as low as 8-5, but that would be as good as it gets as West Central stays undefeated, now 24-0 on the season. QD loses that early game 9-5. The Raiders would bounce back with wins later on the day. We can tell you they would beat Abingdon by the final count of 11-3. Kristen Gengenbacher in that game 3 for 4 with a double, and QD a winner over Marquette 5-2. Mary Beth Hugenberg had an RBI triple in that ball game. So Quincy Notre Dame taking 2 of 3 today. Looks like Biggsville West Central, though, very much for real and undefeated. Finally tonight, let's pass along a note, a little bit of, what do you want to call it, a little bit of comeuppance, if you will. Whatever you want to call it, it's good stuff for Jake Borgmeyer, the outstanding heavyweight wrestler from Hannibal, who was denied a chance, likely would have been your state champion this year at the high school level, ended up suffering a broken leg midway through the season, couldn't come back in time, denied his chance to win a state championship. Well, wrestling freestyle today, he beat a defending state champion and proved that Jake was the best of the lot, beating Bailey Sutko today for a freestyle heavyweight title. We'll have more with Jake Borgmeyer on his miraculous comeback and what it means and sort of his shot of redemption coming up a little later this week. And when we come back here on Overtime, we'll unveil our final Con Communications nominee for the month of April.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar, brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. With the month of April now officially in the books, we've got one last bit of bookkeeping to do here on Overtime, revealing your final Con Communication Connection nominee, which means next week at ConnectTriStates.com, you can go onto our sports page and vote for the most deserving highlight of the bunch. And simply by voting, you become eligible to be drawn at random for a great prize package from Con Communications. This week, something a little different. We don't often get back-to-back jacks in any kind of diamond sport, let alone softball. But Quincy Notre Dame, in their second of back-to-back games with Quincy High School, did exactly that in a big 6-run fourth inning against arch rivals Quincy High School. That is Jenny Pollock with just an absolute laser line drive over the wall. Your next batter is the aforementioned Cassidy Gengenbacher. This just a towering moonshot of a home run. Again, back-to-back jacks, doesn't happen very often. Happens rare still in the sport of softball, but Quincy Notre Dame has those powerful bats, and they had them working against the Blue Devils, completing a season series sweep. This game was a little more lopsided than the game the night before. Absolutely dynamite, went to 9 innings. But again, Jenny Pollock and Cassidy Gengenbacher, if they are your favorites, you can go to connecttristates.com this week. Vote for them. We've had a number of other great nominees this month, including Marcus Knight out of Holy Trinity. We had the nominees from both Paxton Harmon and Austin Hardy from West Hancock. All kinds of good stuff. Some great soccer from Kaylee Kuhlman last week. Vote for your favorite, again, at connecttristates.com, coming up a little later this week. We've got some college scores to pass along today. There weren't many. Western Illinois scheduled to play a doubleheader at home with South Dakota State. Got the first one in, lost that one 4-0. Zach Burling, the pride of Carthage, Illinois, scored the game's only run in that one for the Leathernecks. Game 2 started. Western Illinois was behind. It was suspended due to the weather in the 7th inning. They'll resume that, I assume, tomorrow. Better news at the Fighting Scott Invitational in Monmouth today. A couple of local products for the Western Illinois track and field team showing out today. Brianna Moore, the pride of Rushville Industry, with a win today, taking first place in the 400-meter hurdles. And Nathaniel Marshall out of Bushnell Prairie City Avon, who we featured for you just a couple of weeks ago, ends up with a first-place finish in the hammer throw. But that wasn't the extent of the damage he caused today, not in the least. He also had 2 top 3 finishes, finishing second in the shot put and third in the disc. So our congratulations to Nathaniel Marshall, who's really doing well. Well, this was moving day on the PGA Tour at the Wells Fargo Championship, but it found Quincy's Luke Guthrie moving in the wrong direction today. Fired a 3 over par 75, which means he's a 218 overall. That's 10 strokes off the current pace, 2 strokes over par, and he's currently tied for 59th place.